show comes, I mean, we have a whole plan. We're 6 years in. We don't really need a plan anymore. I got this down, baby. I'm on autopilot. I'm on autopilot.
I love this for you.
Yeah. Well, our
I
show.
love my job. And don't get me wrong, it's not arrogance. There's a big difference between like confidence and not making yourself smaller to make someone feel better and arrogance. Arrogance is Sonja Morgan going in, sitting down, leaving without even there's so many things wrong with her story that if she did expect to comp, you still leave a tip. With all those people, there's 5 of you. To me, that's a $500 tip, not a penny less.
Isn't that one of the reasons? Isn't that one of the reasons why when they canceled the show, what was it?
Real Housewives of New York, Crappy
No,
Lake.
yeah, Crappy
Crappy
Lake.
Lake.
It was because
She
of
wasn't the
her.
easiest to work with.
It was because Luann was great, and look at her. She's picking things for herself. She's having a great time. She's translated into something that she enjoys doing outside of the housewife. She's Love Hotel, but she's just being herself, authentic self. And I think that's what people want to really see. And I think Sonja, she's trying.
There's an entitlement there.
Yeah. And you know what? Okay, so she was married to Morgan and she still has that name. And I think she still feels that she is how they rolled out the red carpet back then.
Yeah.
Is the way people should be, but she's her own individual and she hasn't found her footing yet to be able to recognize that she needs.
The problem with Sonja Morgan, I'll tell you the problem. The problem with Sonja Morgan is she has not reinvented and reinvented herself and come up with the times. She's stuck in this same place that she was this hugely famous housewife on TV, married, she hasn't evolved.
But she's not that.
And she's never going to because of her personality.
And I don't think she was, but I think this was always the person.
Yeah.
And the name just gave her the credibility. And then when you took the name away, now it's just a bunch of letters behind the initials, then it doesn't showcase well in real life.
I mean, she did pay the bill. They said she paid the bill, which is the right thing to do, but you shouldn't. But I guarantee you, if she didn't have the backlash she did, she never would have paid the bill. And that's just so wrong on every single level.
But it's not even paying the bill. It's showing appreciation for someone
right.
who's going out of their way to be able to host you. And if they're hosting you, that's really kind. Nobody has to.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before. I've heard everyone thinks not from where everyone thinks, but I heard the exact same thing about Crappy Lake. I heard that she was drunk. This is a job where there is zero in your bank account, where the check is cleared. Like, you say what you want about me. When I am dealing with ads and sponsors, I mean, you should hear me on the phone. You're like, who is this? I mean, I am like a little sub bitch. I'm like, and we could do, you want it done that way? Great. And I just got fucking 12 extra hours of work, but yes, that's great. Yeah, that was a professional job. I heard she was a nightmare to work with. I heard she was drunk the entire time. Then after that, I heard that's the whole reason the damn show didn't come back. Then, I mean, I don't know if the ratings were so good, but that's a big part of it. We don't want to work with this person. Then they throw her a bone. I don't know why. After that whole experience of being a nightmare, they were still like, okay, well, we can't use Ramona because she used the N-word. And who could we get from RHONY? Because Andy has such a hard-on for RHONY. Let's bring Sonja to the 15th anniversary of Watch What Happens. What an honor. What an honor. Like, this is a short list of people. Teresa, I believe, was there. Luann was there. And they bring Sonja. And they want to represent the old school Bravo shows. They bring Jeff. And she's now still at it. You're on TV. This is a gig. You're not paid to be there, really, but I don't think. But maybe you are. But like, it's a honor. You know how many people would kill to be sitting there with Andy Cohen on the 5th? That's a great advertisement for your brand. And then you're fucking drunk. Your friend Jeff got into it with her there. Everything Jeff said on the radio about what happened, I wasn't there. I guarantee you it happened exactly like that because I've been there. I've seen it firsthand from Sonja. And when she gets drunk, oh my God, fun Sonja, fun Sonja, fun Sonja. That next sip, she gets nasty. I've been out with her where she's like, get the fuck away from me. She's saying this to not just me, everyone. Like, what? You were just laughing. Like she goes so dark. I've seen it firsthand.
And see, that's that's hard that no one's there to be able to help her through this. I mean, at one point, someone's going to be able to go, knocking on her door, going, hello.
Yeah, but you can't help somebody like that.
This.
They have to come up to the realization themselves that,
hopefully they'll see
that this is what it is.
And it's neither here nor there. I totally agree with you. If this wasn't a thing on Page 6, she never would have paid the bill. But let's just be honest. Don't think Sonja has $1,000 to pay a bill. I think it was like tears and on a couch. Quincy, please. I can't. I just look what they're saying about me, and the daughter's like, you left without paying. Yeah, we can't have this in this place against our name. I believe the daughter paid the bill from what I'm told.
I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get why you go on the. What do they do with their money that they make on these shows?
Forget the money that they make on these shows. I think a lot of people have a life before they get on a show. But those people that don't have anything that get on the show, that becomes their identity, that they feel that they need to now latch onto, the marriage that they never had. And that show becomes their identity. And that at that point, it's just going to go sideways. Because if you don't have a foundation before you get to the show, and you don't have a career, a life, a direction, a purpose, then it's going to be very hard for you to be able to figure out, who am I in the show? Which means the show is just going to take you on a roller coaster ride, and you're just going to have to go on the ride, and you can never get off of it. Because once you get that little bug, it stays with you when you're canceled, when you're no longer a part of the show. You still think that you're that person. And that's not how it is. It's just
I wouldn't be that way. No, I was just going to say, there's to me as a person, then nothing like living in the future is anxiety. Living in the past is depression. Like I just, as a person, I hate living in the past. It's just like my pet peeve. I find it so, I guess pathetic is the word. I find it so sad. I just find it that it was 20 years ago. What?
But I also think they have to put this show on about. They have to buy these clothes. They have to buy the Birkin bags. They have to have the handbags. Paul and I were just talking literally Monday, a couple days ago, about how many housewives do not own property, that they're renting their homes, but they're not even renting home. They're paying more in rent than if they bought a place and had a mortgage. And it's crazy because when that choo-choo train ends, what are you going to do?
Yeah, not everybody's smart like David having 3 homes.
Well, I also don't think that Sonja has a actual home. I think she sleeps on her daughter's couch, and I think she couch surfs.
That's awful.
I mean to be 60 years old and couch surf.
And then to say, well, I'm Sonja, how about being non-famous, like all these wonderful people listening, and having a home and going out on a Friday night and having just a wonderful dinner with a real friend.
Right.
Instead of taking 4 people with you to boost your ego and then not pay the bill. Right. Look at me, I'm celebrity. But what does that really mean?
Because it doesn't do anything.
A true celebrity, the ones that I know, like the Angelina Jolies, the Jennifer Anistons, the First Ladies of America, and Vanna White and all the Betty Whites, all the rest of them that have walked through my door all these years that I've serviced and I've made gowns for, that I've been on the carpet